Okay, so we're going to drive the neighborhoods. Those vacant houses, they're easy to spot because they have no curtains in most cases. The doors and windows are either open or broken. How many of you have ever found a vacant house and just walked right inside? Who's ever done that? What I suggest, if you do that, is you announce yourself. I went into a vacant house one time, and there was a pile of sleeping bags in the middle of the living room floor. And while I was in there, it started to move. Man, did I beat feet out of there. The grass has grown up high. It's dead. If you're from Arizona, you've got that gravel grass or whatever they call it. It's not such a good, not a good giveaway. A pile of newspapers, shopper, thrifty nickels at the end of the driveway. You'd think if the last 18 weeks were in the driveway, the person delivering them would stop. But they don't. This works for us. Stickers on the front door that might say code violation or whatever that the town is complaining about. Those are easy to spot. They're usually a day glow color that you can see from the road real easily. No tracks in the snow. That doesn't apply for a lot of folks, but for those of you that it does, I'm here to tell you that that is a great way to spot vacant houses. And I've got a bird dog at home who she produces some good leads in the winter by doing that. 3 or 4 days after a fresh, there's no tire tracks or footprints anywhere. That place is vacant. The mail's falling out of the box, pile of it. It is illegal for you to open someone else's mail. However, there's nothing wrong with you looking in the box. If you don't see mail falling out of the box, look in it or ask your bird dog to do it. If it's one on the side of the building with a little flip top. What the postal carrier will do a lot of the times when the house is vacant, known to be vacant, is they'll put take a piece of masking tape and they'll write vacant on it and stick it on the inside of the mailbox on the door, or if you have one of those rural route ones, maybe on the bottom, right inside the front there. There's a really good indication that the place is vacant. The postal carrier does that way so that they don't forget not to put carrier route junk mail in there. And so if they're out on sick or holiday, vacation, whoever's standing in for them covering their route doesn't put stuff in there either. If the electric meter is missing, that is a really good indication that you got a vacant house. Now, there's two ways that you'll see this, manifest itself. One is, well, the meter, the glass globe, is gone, okay? And you've got the gray box now with a round hole. If the round hole has a cover plate generally mounted from the inside, then the utility companies come and take in the meter. And they do that when the house is known to be vacant for two reasons. One, they don't want theft, which we'll talk about in a minute. And the other is they want to make sure that when this house is ready to be reoccupied, it's sort of a deal with code enforcement. In a lot of markets, you'll have to pull a permit to get the meter back, and they'll come through and inspect the house. It's sort of a way of keeping things in check. So if there's a plate over that round hole mounted from the inside, the power company took the meter. If there is no plate covering that hole, the hole's wide open, and you see these two sort of aluminum-colored, bright silver terminal clip-looking things, keep your hands out of there. Because you got power coming from underground or the pole to the riser, the mast, coming down into that box, and it is almost for sure live, and that would be about the equivalent of putting one foot on one track and the other on the other. They'll be allowed, and that might be the last thing you hear. Now, how could a meter go missing like that and leave the thing wide open? It was probably stolen. By whom? Drug growers is a common, meth houses and houses where they're growing pot, where they got all these lights on, and the electric bill would be off the chart if they didn't use a stolen meter for most of the month and then put the right meter back on for the 3 or 4 days before the meter reader comes so that they show a normal amount of usage. They watch for that. Okay, you got a street of houses and the electric bill is $189 a month, $210 a month, $160 a month, $240 a month, $3,700 a month. What? They watch for that. So what they do is they go and they steal a meter off a vacant house. They put it on there so they have, power without doing some sort of a jump. And, so they have the power, and then a few days before the meter reader comes, they pull it out, put the one that should be on there, and they show that normal amount of usage. Now you might say, well, how do they do that? There's those little gray little locks. How do they? Don't worry, they've already paid off the meter reader. So they know what day they're coming, and they bought the locks from them. So, and here's how they pay the meter reader with a bag. Here you go. There you go. They call that barter.